Well, our reporter Nobuhle Modise is in Durban, where ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa is expected to meet residents, and now she joins us live. Nobuhle, good morning. Thank you so much for making time for us. This morning, we're also waking up to weekend news papers, the Sunday papers, indicating that there's a leaked audio from the ANC NEC meeting where the elections were being discussed, and apparently the president spoke about the hostile media and a pushback that the ANC needs to ensue. Tell us more about that. Do you know anything around that?
A very good morning, Aldrin. Let me rather pose that question to the provincial chairperson, Siboniso Duma, that I have here with me around news that's come out this morning around an ANC meeting, an audio that was leaked about the elections and how the ANC in the province needs to fight back. Your response to these news that have come out this morning?
Let me greet your good self and your viewers at home. The ANC is a gigantic organization, a gigantic movement. From time to time, it will reach those people who don't want to see it good. And you know, the doubting Thomas will try everything. They've said, according to their polls, ANC is not going to win the election. They've seen our election campaign getting stronger on the ground. The inception on the ground, everyone, the clergies, Amakosi, people on the ground are excited by this radical debate. That's this radical campaign that we are currently driving through. So they will try a lot of things. At this point in time, we'll just give the opportunity to the HQ led by the president that they will deliberate and deal with those issues. Whether they are leaked information, we're still going to win the election nevertheless.
All right, Len, let's speak about the business of the day. We're outside the KwaZulu-Natal Community Hall. We're expecting the president to be here, the ANC president to be here anytime soon. Yesterday you were in KwaXimba. You also went to the residences of Inkosi there, Nkosimbala. Just speak to us about, the issues here within the eThekwini region. You'd remember just before the local government elections of 2021, our then premier that time, Sihle Zikalala, had disbanded, the regional structures in terms of the oversight of the municipality. And we saw a similar thing happen now, the Provincial Executive Committee doing the same thing where they not necessarily disbanded but took away some of their oversight rules, the oversight duties rather. And, in 2020, just before the 2021 local government elections, that did a huge thing to the party because you almost lost this particular region. The same thing could happen now. What is your response to this? Is this why we're seeing this kind of radical, campaigning in the eThekwini region specifically?
Let's give you the perspective first, that the role of the metros. In KwaZulu-Natal, we only have one metro called Ithegu. So you'll understand that I've already highlighted the inception of the ground. The president has been here. This is the third day. The first day we went to Inanda era. I'm sure you know the engagement. People were raving and saying that this is the ANC that we know. This is the only vehicle that is going to liberate the people of South Africa in terms of economic transformation. And we must understand the context of the metros, how they work. The president has just designed a team, the action working group of the presidential unit that's going to be led by the DP, just to assist the space on ensuring that the issue of water is not disturbed, the issue of service delivery in general. For me, it is a spectrum where the president is adding more value. There are no powers of oversight that are taken. Metro is going to operate as such, but we are complementing the same. Our cabinet at the province took the similar instance that the Premier and MEC Cocta must also focus solely on eThekwini. You know that we have 111 wards at eThekwini. At eThekwini alone, we want to harvest almost 1.1 million voters at eThekwini. So we must always stabilize a situation or a condition where people are excited, where people are not complaining about the basic need. And we are delighted that it has been almost 23 days without load shedding in South Africa. It's something that is positive. And in this era of Ward 1, where President was yesterday, the transformers will be installed very soon. And because of the directive that has been taken by the President through the Minister Cyril Ramaphosa, so already we are on the ground, already we are responding positively on what is required by our voters and our constituents and our people in general.
Mr. Duma, speaking of interventions, you also took out the service of a committee, the Section 154 committee, just to, run a diagnostics on some of the issues within the municipality. And earlier this week, I had the chance to speak to a former city manager, Mike Sutcliffe, who spoke of the fact that, they ran that diagnostic and then they were ignored by provincial government. Your response to this?
My response is that the Premier is on the ground with MEC Cocta. The President has deliberated. In fact, at eThekwini, we've got National Treasurer. They are already on the ground. Water as well, led by Minister Maqingwane, is also on the ground. Because 154 must be taken in a true context that at eThekwini, like for instance, if there are reservoirs that need to service a lot of people in the west, that northern bulk supply, everyone has an interest because it's a national competence. At eThekwini 2 years ago, we're busy with these pipes called aquatic pipes, these major pipes that are going to service our people. So it means that every hand's on deck for eThekwini municipality. We see it as a positive thing. We see it as something because eThekwini is led by the ANC as we speak. The deliberations on a day-to-day practice of the council is what we always rely upon, the strength of our people. If our people say that in this area there is a shortage of water, we must send a Joto tank, we must send the water truck. All those efforts are as a result of the need and the feedback from our communities, and eThekwini has been responding positively towards that. A lot of improvement, as you will see, that in some instances there is no longer shortage on certain areas. As I've already highlighted, the issue of electricity, the regulation framework of eThekwini, they even intend to have their megawatt proposed at the level of eThekwini, which means that we are going to have a solution. There is a lasting solution that Richards Bay IDZ-led at the level of 8 will produce 750 megawatts in the near future, something that is going to address the imbalances that are created on the ground. So we are not resting on our laurels, we are working 24/7.
Thank you very much. That is the provincial chairperson of the ANC, Siboniso Duma, just speaking to us, firstly about this campaigning that's been happening that started on Friday, that will end today, and just speaking to the issues around the eThekwini region, which they faced the risk of losing just before the local government elections of 2021, and it's seemingly the same thing that could happen if you look at the new kid on the block that has entered the MK party, as well as small other parties that have been, forming coalitions as a result of the many issues here in the eThekwini region.